What do Falcons do? Rise up. Welcome to Rise Up Reactions, the show we talk all things Falcons, NFL, Georgia sports, and in general the sports news of the day. I'm your host, Dr. Lee Denning, lifelong sports fan, lifelong Falcons fan, and today I'm coming to you with a quick update. I've already done a short about this, but the Falcons on Saturday decided that they're going to name a defensive coordinator. After several rumors, we thought we might get Brian Flores or a couple of other rumors floating out there, but they did ultimately settle on a younger and I would say slightly unproven option, but somebody who probably has a very high upside in Ryan Nielsen. Now, who is Nielsen? He's in his early 40s. He's coming to us as the former defensive line coach from the New Orleans Saints. He started with them in 2017 after pretty much having an extensive college career. He didn't do too much in the pros prior to that point. He played for the Eagles, never played a snap for them though. He was a former defensive tackle out of USC in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. But basically, since that time, he has gone on to be a defensive line coach at a number of colleges, including Ole Miss and NC State, before finally finding his way onto the Saints. The Saints in the year prior, their defense ranked 32 and 31. Sorry, for the 2 years prior, ranked in those two categories. So they're basically dead last in the mid 2010s. And then all of a sudden, after he gets there, along with some other coaching changes and some personnel changes, they turn into a perennial top 10 unit. Now, is that all because of Ryan Nielsen? No, but there's definitely been a correlation with him and success with the New Orleans Saints defense. And we've definitely seen it as Falcons fans having to go up against them twice a year, having to face guys like Cameron Jordan, who he brought in, and other guys, Marcus Davenport, just these monster guys on the defensive line for the Saints that have just done nothing but wreak havoc for us. So let's just talk about this real quick. I'm very excited about this pick. It's not one that was really on the radar, I don't think, for a lot of people, but I'm excited because the biggest problem for the Falcons has been defensive line. And I know you could say that our pass defense sucks, that our linebackers are not doing well, but that all starts at the defensive line. And it starts because of the fact that in the last 2 years, I believe we had 18 and 21 sacks. We've had, I think, 39, less than 40 sacks total in the last 2 seasons. This year alone, the current going to the Super Bowl, Philadelphia Eagles, had 70 sacks in the regular season. They had 5 times more sacks than we did this year. Sorry, 4 times, 3.5, whatever it is. 3.5 times more sacks this season than we managed to get. Same thing as last year. They have almost more than double the amount of sacks we've had in 2 years in a single year. And again, I've said this, I would have rather had Jordan Davis than Drake London. I'm glad he's turned into an asset here late in the season and seems to have chemistry with Ritter, who's our future. But I would have rather spent the last 2 years building in the trenches, building in some positions on defense that would have made us better and made it easier for a young quarterback to come in and not feel like the entire weight of the franchise is on his shoulders. But again, I'm very happy with the idea of having Nielsen here. He was the co-defensive coordinator for the Saints this year. He was assistant defensive coordinator for them last year. And again, their defense has not been terrible. Their offense just has left a lot to be desired this year. But again, we're going to see him in 2023. We'll see what they do. Saints defense was ranked second against the pass with him as the co-defensive coordinator and 5th total in sacks in 2022. I'm hoping that he can bring a different culture to our defensive line. And really and truly in free agency, I'm hoping that we spend a lot of our money in that particular area. Defensive line, safeties, linebackers, those are where we need to focus. And also, it wouldn't hurt if we could finally solidify a left guard and potentially find a future tackle as well. I don't know if McCrary or McGarry, whatever his name is, I don't know. We didn't exercise his 5th-year option, but he did have a little bit of a renaissance this year. But there's a lot that the Falcons are going to need to do as we go into the offseason here. But I'm very excited that Nielsen is our defensive coordinator. Again, this is his first big shot. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and he certainly has a pedigree with the Saints that seems to be something that we could, something we could build on. I also like the idea of Terry Fontenot, our general manager, being the former head scout for the Saints. Him coming in, Nielsen coming in as our defensive coordinator. We might be able to poach some of this defensive talent from the Saints who are running out of the contract. Again, I think it's Marcus Davenport has. He's going to be ending his contract this year, and I don't think they can re-sign him. But anybody off of that line that we could get would be a solid addition to the Falcons. But guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I appreciate you guys subscribing to me. I am now at 82 subscribers. Again, I know it's small potatoes for the big guys. I just am doing this for the enjoyment of it. I would love to hit 100 subscribers by the time we get to the draft. If I could get to it by the Super Bowl, I would love that, but I don't think that's a realistic goal at this point. But guys, thank you so much for watching, sharing, subscribing, liking, all the good things. And as always, rise up.